How you doing, AIWF, TAPW fans? I'd like to bring you to another edition of Shooting Straight with the Buh. And again this week, a few minutes before I go to shoot this video, all the lights go out, our ring lights come on, and the entryway lights came on. I don't know what is going on in this building, I swear. Ever since Jeremiah Plunkett has decided he wanted to face Lord Frost, there's been creepy things happening in this building when I'm by myself. I mean, I start seeing shadows, I start seeing other things. And to be quite honest, it's freaking me out. But for you fans, I'm here to do this show. Like I said, this is another edition of Shooting Straight with the Buh. And this past Saturday, March the 12th, one half of the ICBB, the Inner City Boys on the Block, Drake Cassidy, took on LT Falk. Now, I got an interview with Drake Cassidy this past Saturday, and after the interview, he got it added to his contract. So now, according to the contract with the Inner City Boys on the Block, I have to do this. When I talk about the ICBB, I have to wear my sunglasses. It's what he said, and he said whenever I talk about them, I have to do it like this. From the baddest city on the planet, New York City, one half of the ICBB, the Inner City Boys on the Block, Drake Cassidy, took on second generation star from Nashville, Tennessee, LT Falk, this past Saturday. And Drake Cassidy was able to pick up the victory in this one. So, boys, is it alright if I take my sunglasses off now? Because I have to go on and discuss the next match. Now, it's per their contract. I have to do that from now on. When I introduce them, I have to put on my sunglasses. When I talk about them, I have to put on my sunglasses. But this brings us to our next match. The stipulation for this match was if Draven Lee could beat Kilauea, and then later that night, his partner Robert Z. Real could beat David Edwards III, they would get another shot at the Tennessee All-Pro Tag Team Championship. Now, Draven Lee, he was able to pick up the victory over the Big Hawaiian Kilauea, which meant they were one step closer to getting another shot at the Tag Team Championship. Next match, Super Destroyer teams up with the legendary, rugged Richie Dye, and they take on Little Mexico and Carnage. Now the man that's the legend from Flat Bottom USA, Rugged Richie Dye, and his tag team partner Super Destroyer, they were able to pick up the victory in this one. And after the match, I don't know what went on, but they beat Carnage and Little Mexico. They gave Mexico a pile driver on the floor. They beat Carnage with a chair. They beat Carnage with my ring bell hammer. They broke my hammer over Carnage, which led to fans trying to find things for me to ring the bell with. Luckily, later that night, we had a fans bring the weapons match, and one of the fans gave me a wrench to ring the bell. It got a pretty good sound. I got word from the back that somebody found a railroad spike, so I ended up using this to ring my ring bell, but Destroyer and I, they beat Carnage and Mexico to a pulp, breaking furniture, breaking my hammer. But this brings us to the next match. David Edwards III, with his caddy / manager, Taylor Hobbs, takes on Robert Z. Real. Now remember, if Robert Z. Real is able to pick up the victory in this one, they get a tag team title shot. Well, Robert Z. Real started getting the better of DD3, and something happened. They had some underhanded tactics, and they got disqualified. Robert Z. Real wins the match via disqualification. But what happens next, fans? I was at a loss for words. I couldn't say anything. They held him down and beat his leg with a chair. They put his leg in the chair and stomped on it. Then they took a golf club while his leg is in this chair, and they shattered Robert Z. Real's leg. Now, the Real Freaks, they're due a tag team title shot. That we'll have to wait for the future, because we don't know when Robert's going to be back. When I did an interview with Dangerous James Black after the show, he had received a text message from Draven Lee, said that they were at the hospital. His leg is broken. No doubt about it, it is shattered. It's broken in like 3 different places. So, all of us here at Tennessee All Pro Wrestling, we want to wish you a speedy recovery, Robert Z. Real. We need you back in this building as quickly as possible. But we want you back at 100% so that you and Draven Lee can get your shot at the tag team title. Now, speaking of Dangerous James Black, we're at the announce table, and he leans over. He says, "I can't take it anymore." He runs to the back while all this beating is going down. He gets Mr. Yay Wrestling 2.0. They come out with chairs. They make the save for poor Robert Z. Real, which the fans liked it. PGA, not so much. So General Manager Dwayne Sherrill has said next week, on March 19th, it's going to be in one corner, the tag team champions, PGA, Kilauea, David Edwards III, with their caddy / manager Taylor Hobbs, will be taking on in a non-title match Dangerous James Black and his new tag team partner, Mr. Yay Wrestling 2.0. I hope you boys can take them down, because somebody needs to get PGA knocked down a peg or two, because they think that money buys everything. Well, sorry to tell you boys, money don't buy respect. And you lost a lot of people's respect when you broke Robert Z. Real's leg. Which brings us to the next contest. The man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Roxo, taking on the man I just talked about, Mr. Yay Wrestling 2.0. Yay Wrestling put up a hell of a fight, but when it came down to it, Roxo on this night was the better man. Roxo was able to pick up the victory. Next match, co-holder of the Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Championship, Corey Prince, took on a member of the Axis of Arrogance, PS 911. Now, Corey was able to pick up the victory in this one, and the other 2 members of Axis came out and they jumped Corey. They gave him a pile driver, and next thing you know, the main event's starting. We didn't even have a second intermission. The music for the Monsters of Mayhem hit. They hit the ring. 911, Gregory, and Weatherby, they scattered. They went to the back. Now, this was the start of the Fans Bring the Weapons tag team match, pitting the Monsters of Mayhem against the Axis of Arrogance. Now, fans, you know as well as I do, these Fans Bring the Weapons matches, they're bloody, they're full of violence. So, I'm smart. I do not stay at my table during these matches. I get next to the exit, because if these crazy guys just get a little too crazy, I'm right by the exit. I can get out just like that. But as I'm heading back to my safety corner, Weatherby comes up, grabs me by the shirt. He hides, uses me as a human shield, which my co-broadcast partner at the time, Dangerous James Black, was right there. He didn't even offer to try to help me. He's a wrestler. I'm just a commentator and a ring announcer. Now, I had words with you this past Saturday, James Black. Just keep in mind, I'm just an announcer. You're the wrestler. You should have done something about that. Anyways, this brings us to the start of the match. Weatherby bolts around me. Gregory comes in the other way. This match from the get-go is full of violence. It's full of blood and gore. I mean, next thing I know, toward the end of the match, here comes Hammerjack with a cinder block and a sledgehammer. Now I'm over in the corner, I'm thinking, what is he going to do? Weatherby is down on the ground. Hammerjack puts the cinder block on the lower region of Weatherby and hits it with a sledgehammer. Now, I don't know if Weatherby's okay or not, because last I seen he was a bloody mess. He could barely walk. But after some dirty dealings, Axis was able to sneak away with the victory in this one. So the Axis of Arrogance was able to pick up the victory over the Monsters of Mayhem, and the Fans Bring the Weapons match. Now this brings us to this coming Saturday, March the 19th. Just got chilly in here. One of the co-holders of the Tennessee All-Pro Tag Team Champion... Seriously, I got goosebumps. One of the co-holders of the Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Championship, Gregory McDaniel, will be in action this Saturday against a former four-time Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Champion, Brent Powers. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in this one, but we're also going to have in action Classic Kevin James Weatherby, another member of the Axis of Arrogance, going to be taking on Draven Lee. The other member of the Axis of Arrogance, PS 911, is going to be taking on returning Justin Ralph. It's in their contract. One half of the ICBB, the Inner City Boys on the Block, Drake Cassidy, is going to be taking on one half of the former NWA Southern Tag Team Champions, the Monster, Tim Jernigan. And also in action, we're going to have Little Mexico. We're going to have Cal Redmond. We're going to have the Tag Team Champions, PGA, Kilauea, David Edwards III with their caddy/manager Taylor Hobbs taking on Mr. Ye Wrestling 2.0 and Dangerous James Black. We're going to have this and much, much more this coming Saturday, March the 19th. Like I always say, seriously, it's kind of creepy in here. Now, I think these weird occurrences has to have something to do with Jeremiah Plunkett calling out Lord Frost. I mean, he posted a promo 2 weeks ago where he was calling out Lord Frost. He said he wanted him. He said for Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling to find out where his grave is, dig him up, and present him so that he can beat him. Now, ever since then, like you saw last week, the lights were acting all weird. It was cold in here, just like it is now. I mean, with the ring lights and the entryway lights and everything going on, and the main lights going out right before my show, this has to have something to do with you, Plunkett. Now, you posted another promo where you talked about how Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling put up a poll, and the wrestler that won the poll to face you was a co-holder of the Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Championship, Gregory McDaniel. Now, you said that if this match would have happened, that you'd kill him. Well, I'm not really sure how this would work out. I mean, he is our champion. But as you're trying to tell us what you would do to Gregory McDaniel and what you would do to Lord Frost, some weird things started happening in your video. It cut out, and you could hear Frost in the background say, "Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Now, I don't know what kind of weird message this is. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know on March 26th, Jeremiah Plunkett will be here at Tennessee All Pro Wrestling. I don't know if Lord Frost is going to be here. I don't know if it's going to be Gregory McDaniel taking on Lord Frost or taking on Jeremiah Plunkett. I don't know. All I know is Plunkett will be here. And because of him calling out Lord Frost is the reason why all this weird stuff is happening in this building. It's the reason why I get goosebumps every time I walk in here. It's the reason why this building is so cold. All I can say is, Plunkett, if you get Frost, may God have mercy on your soul. And fans, like I always say, 5542 Manchester Highway and the Victory Center. It's Tennessee All Pro Wrestling. Be there.